चलिए चलते हैं। वित्त मंत्री अरुण जेटली नई दिल्ली में संबोधित कर रहे हैं, एक कार्यक्रम में संबोधित करते हुए।
Rebalancing. India continues to grow at a robust pace. Russia and Brazil, who were in the negative growth territory in 2016, are expected to turn to positive in 2017 and 2018. Overall, the EMPEs are expected to contribute more than 3/4 of the total global growth in the current year. But there are newer challenges, most notably a possible shift towards inward-looking policy platforms and protectionism, a sharper than expected tightening of the global financial condition that could interact with the balance sheet weaknesses in parts of the euro area and increased geopolitical tensions, including unpredictable economic policies in the United States. Amidst these challenges lie the opportunities. The estimated unmet demand for infrastructure investment in the EMPs is estimated at about $1 trillion a year by the World Bank. Most importantly, the EMPs need to carry out this huge investment in a substantial, sustainable manner. The establishment of the MTBs are now capital constrained, and with their overemphasis on the processes are unable to meet this financial challenge. A bank like the NDB is well poised to step into the void. Since the establishment of the NDB in September 2015, President Kamath and his team have done a commendable job. The formative years of an institution are never easy, and the NDB has navigated this challenge with flying colors. It is really heartening to know that the bank is now fully operational with 7 loans already approved by the Board of Governors. It has also successfully raised money from the market, and I am sure will soon make the first disbursements in India. Setting up of an African regional center is also under active consideration. The growing importance of the NDB is evident from the impressive array of guests present here, including several heads of multilateral development banks. As the NDB moves on, it must be guided by its commitment and pledge of the global leaders in 2015 to a sustainable development goals and to mobilize the means required to achieve the SDGs through a revitalized global partnership. Incidentally, the NDB was also established at the same time with the core mandate to finance sustainable development projects. Therefore, if we remain committed to the core principles of the NDB, we shall also be contributing to the global consensus. NDB must also be alive to the role envisioned by its founding nations. It is an important vehicle for South-South cooperation. The 5 BRICS nations possess enormous amount of knowledge, technology and resources. There is a huge potential for every BRICS country to benefit from the collective body of knowledge and expertise. As a BRICS institution, the NDB should be at the forefront to facilitate the knowledge and the technology exchange. Now I shall say a few words as India's governor. Throughout this challenging time, India has remained as a bright spot amongst the major economies. As per the IMF's assessment in January 2017, India's growth in 2016 would be 6.6% and is projected to grow at 7.2% and 7.7% in 2017 and 2018. We have successfully implemented a slew of reform measures, including one of the largest currency reform initiatives ever implemented, which will move the Indian economy to a less cash trajectory, increase tax compliances, and reduce the threat from counterfeit currency. Other major initiatives include the merger of the railway budget with the general budget, passage of the landmark Goods and Services Tax Bill, enactment of a comprehensive insolvency and bankruptcy code 2016, liberalization of the FDI policy initiatives, and various facilitation measures to to improve the attractiveness and the competitiveness of India globally. India has a huge unmet need for investment in infrastructure, estimated to the tune of about rupees 43 lakh crores, which is about US $646 billion over the next 5 years. 70% of this will be required in the power, roads and urban infrastructure sectors. Perhaps our Prime Minister expressed it in the most eloquent way when he said, India alone offers the opportunities that could rival those of the entire continent. It offers today the possibilities of a full century. And if we want to do all this in a cleaner, greener and a sustainable way, this offers an enormous opportunity to an institution like the NDB, whose core mandate is sustainable infrastructure development. I am happy to note that the first agreement for an NDB loan in India to finance the major district roads in Madhya Pradesh has been signed a couple of days back. With this, the NDB will have its first footprint in India. We have proposed projects worth about US $2 billion for the NDB funding, which I do hope will be taken up by the board expeditiously. We shall work with the NDB to develop strong and shelf of projects in specific areas such as smart cities, renewable energy, urban transport, including metro railways, clean coal technology, solid waste management, and urban water supply. Now the NDB is at a crossroads, and today as governors we shall be deliberating on the bank's strategy for the next 5 years, including issues such as the bank's capital loan portfolio and the expansion of membership. The uniqueness of the NDB should lie in the faster loan appraisal, a lean organizational structure resulting in lower cost of loans, a variety of financing instruments including local currency financing, adoption of country systems wherever possible, and flexibility in responding to the needs of the clients. These are the elements which would make the NDB truly a new institution and make it distinct from other NDBs. Being a lean organization, it is also expected that the NDB will not only offer loans at cheaper rates, but will also influence the more established NDBs to revisit their high-cost model. Overall, it is our expectation that the bank will bring a wave of freshness in the projects and the loan appraisals, as also will be nimble-footed to meet the expectation of its clients. Mr. President, I hope India will have a long, fruitful, intensive and mutually beneficial partnership with the NDB. I conclude with the hope that the NDB will emerge as a development bank representing the voice and the aspirations of the emerging developing nations, and will set a new trend in multilateral funding. Thank you very much, and once again, let me welcome all of you to the second annual meeting. Thank you.